Hi, I'm Laraine Moon. I work for Active Love Adoptions. I've been in the adoption arena for about 17 years. I've been working with birth mothers and adopted families for that amount of time. As you all know, Active Love coordinates and corresponds between birth parents and adopted families for their post-adoption contact. Sometimes birth parents choose to have contact through the agency, and sometimes they choose to have private contact by email, text messaging, and so forth with the adoptive family. We all understand that life gets busy and that over the years it gets difficult to remember and keep everybody updated with your current addresses and emails and phone numbers. We highly suggest keeping Active Love on your email list for adoptive families and birth parents so that we can communicate throughout the years of raising your children. Unfortunately, some birth parents call in for items and find out that we do not have any letters or pictures or updates or any information from the family. Those birth parents who learn that there's nothing to share with them, that the agency has not received anything from the family, feel neglected, they feel alone, and they feel like their whole process of adoption and placement of their child was not important to the adoptive family, and all they wanted in the whole situation was a child, and then the birth parents feel like they're left alone and forgotten about. We encourage all adoptive families and birth parents to remain in touch with one another. Adoptive families want to hear from the birth parents as much as the birth parents want to hear from adoptive families. It's a two-way street. Whenever I meet with birth parents and adoptive families, I remind them to talk to one another freely and openly about their desires for post-adoption contact, because it's so vitally important, not only during the first year of the child's life, but the 5th year, the 10th year, the 15th year, and many years thereafter. It's important for that child to know that the birth parents and the adoptive family are remaining in positive communication with one another. Not to neglect that there will be hiccups along the road. Birth parents know that and families know that. But to share and to be free in sharing pictures and letters and updates. Recently, a news article indicated that placing a child for adoption is more emotionally painful than having an abortion. And I beg to differ a little bit, because I've worked with many women over the past 17 years who have done both. They've had abortions in the past and with another pregnancy have chosen adoption. And ultimately, because of the post-adoption contact, choosing adoption has been the perfect option for them. And the communication between the family, the bonding and the love that can be shared in that communication has made them feel confident that their decision of adoption was absolutely the right decision. We ask that when choosing adoption, that birth parents and adoptive families follow their agreement to remain in contact with one another and not lose touch with one another, even when life takes its challenges. Send a message, send a note, sharing briefly that life has taken a curve or a challenge, just so everybody can remain in the loop and keep birth parents alert and attentive and bonded to the family and with the child that they chose to place for adoption.